it's time to restart.
Time for Greene King IPA man of the match. In terms of quantity, it could have been Rogerson, but this man of the match is about quality. One moment of brilliance, Aliveretti, Kay Tokoni, the try probably of the season here at the Madejski, the full-back, wonderful score, 150-odd metres, carried an unforgettable try. He's my man of the match.
And London Irish get it back straight away from the restart, and Schatz. And there's Macken. Myler, stolen by Ealing Trailfinders. They'll be thinking a little bit about next week, as they did with their selection for this match, but also now trying to finish on a high to say, OK, you've won this one, you've got the promotion, but right at the end, we still have the character to show exactly what we can bring to our party next week on our patch. But it's off the field. That is it. London Irish. They were there to be aimed at all season. Everybody treated them as the opposition that wants to try and take down. But they came through. And a smiling Topsy Ojo in his final home game. Game number 301. Gets the victory. And that's what mattered most. He is a loyal club man through and through, 16 years. He's seen the rise, he's seen the fall, and he's seen the rise again. And he has been part of a promotion season. Premiership status secured at the first time of asking. That sporting horror that is relegation now. A distant memory. Irish are back.
One objective only for London Irish from the first minute of this season when they ran on the field against Ealing Trailfinders, and that was promotion. Anything else would have been failure. They won that first game. They had some difficult moments in it. They had one or two tricky moments during the season, but by and large, the strength of their squad, the power of their pack, their ability to just win the key moments, their power in the tackle, they were the differences between them and the rest of the field. It wasn't all their own way, but it was always, let's be honest, London Irish's league to lose, and they did not lose it. Fine effort there from the Irish. They leave here, they will head to Brentford. They will do very well in the Premiership. They've got the budget, they've got the ambition, and let's hope they've got the crowd behind them to do for them what Bristol did this season, coming up from the Greene King to the Premiership, cheer their team from start to finish.
Well, obviously in the Championship this season, crowds have been down like they were last time. Big hit on match day revenue. In that, well, last time it was down 50% in the Championship season. And also season ticket sales will have been down this season, but they'll come back next year. They'll come back for the Premiership. And that's why it's great credit to the loyal supporters who've stuck by them this season, averaging round about 3,000. But in their heyday, back to around about 2008, 2009, the average attendance was 11,500. And you put that in a stadium of 17,250, the Brentford Community Stadium, and you're talking about a great atmosphere. You really are. And that's where London Irish are aiming for.
And I think Brentford, it's nearer London. There's a big Irish community in that pass, a diaspora there. And I think 11,500, they'll be saying, look, that was a long time ago. The Premiership has grown. We can move on from there. And I think that is a realistic target. 14, 15, it'll be a hell of an atmosphere.
And that's why the capacity feels spot on, just right, to create that kind of atmosphere. And look at this, plenty of players saying farewell today. Of course, the legend that is Topsy Ojo here will inevitably sit at the top of that list, but Topsy's a lovely man, he's a modest man, and he will be the first to want the others to be given their moment as well as they're seen off the field here. Let's get down to Darry, who's right in the middle of this.
I certainly am, and I've got Captain Fergus Mulcrone with the Fergus. You were applauding Topsy there, what a legend.
We're saying this week he is the greatest clubman, well, certainly London Irish has ever seen, but the 16 years he's done here, I mean, it's all coming out now. He's like, I just can't put it into words. He is phenomenal.
Always a smile on his face as well.
Oh, every single time he takes the pitch, never complains, doesn't make a fuss about any of the little things, cracks on, positive with every single lad that comes through the club. He is the perfect role model.
Well, a quick conversation about the game, 33-12. Do you think that's a good reflection?
Yeah, boys came, gave a good effort. We probably a bit too unstructured at the start, played into their hands a bit, came away from our style, what we know we can do, but it was good to grind out the win. We had some great defensive sets in there, which we're really proud of, and we've just got to roll this and take it into next week because we know it's going to go up twice as much.
It certainly will. I think there's about 4,000 or 5,000. Come in here, boy. He's trying to creep away, man of the match. But let's talk about that final. They will come back even harder at you next week, won't they?
Oh, 100%. Their ground, their support. I mean, we're gonna have the Irish Thunder there, but it's going to be a huge game.
This man of the match, pretty special, pretty sensational.
Yeah, he does a lot of things that a lot of us have never seen before on a rugby pitch. I mean, that try there is just testament to him. Very quiet, but my God, his actions speak for him.
And that's why you're doing the talking, but you got the final score as well.
Yeah, it was great to get over, but it was a fantastic day. I just reiterate, all about Topsy, all that he's done for this club. He's given so much, and this is minor for what we can do to give it back to him.
Just lastly, you're back in the Premiership. That's where London Irish deserve to be.
Exactly. This time, like last year, obviously, dark time for us, but pulled together, worked really hard, and we've got the club back to where it should be.
Got to say now, Becky Hayward from Green King IPA, could you award the man of the match to Alvaretti Vaticani? And I hope I've said it right. Alvaretti Vaticani, thank you very much indeed. All the best.
Thank God he doesn't drink.
Thank God he doesn't drink. There you go.
Enjoy it.
Cheers. Ben. He's just going past. Ben Ward, fronted up as ever, mate. You always do that. 33-12, fair reflection. You can be honest, it's me.
To be fair, they were clinical. I'm really proud of our guys. I thought they were good. A couple of key moments, obviously the try disallowed, the red card made it hard. We had a moment on the chip where we should have passed inside and we passed outside. But no, really proud of our guys. They're a good side. I thought, like I said, I thought we did really well today.
A lot of cohesion out there, even when you were under the pump, especially in that second half. But I've got to say, can you come back? I mean, and under pressure in the scrum in that second half when they brought all the power off the bench.
Yeah, the guys just kept going. So, like I said, difficult red card decision. Didn't have much chance off that. The guys just kept going.
Quick word on the season overall.
Extremely proud. Again, more steps forward for us and a lot more to come.
And a quick word on the final next week at Yard Ground. Sell out 5,000 people.
It'll be a sellout, but got to put a team together at the moment. That's my biggest worry because I'm not sure we've got enough for 22 players.
Well, that's your job.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Ben, as ever, mate. Cheers, pal. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers.
Yeah, one of the challenges of a championship squad is injuries, management of injuries, particularly after a long season. They named a vastly different squad to the one last week did to the Ealing Trailfinders, and they did themselves proud, but today has always been about London Irish, and they delivered despite maybe perhaps a couple of wobbles, slightly loose on defence, slightly loose ball in hand, but they'll be celebrating, and we've been able to see that as we watch them gather and we recognise and celebrate alongside one of their own in Blair Cowan, Will Greenwood and I here, and of course it is Topsy Ojo's day as well. But as they take their way up onto the stand, Blair, I can ask from inside the camp your reaction, your emotions to this.
Look, I'm absolutely wrapped and really happy for Topsy and all the other boys that are heading on next year, the ones that put the hard graft in this year. And you know, like you say, it wasn't the most rounded performance, but there was some absolutely stunning tries to watch. There's some big hits, and I think the boys really enjoyed it. And it's a great way to send off Topsy. It's emotional. We're going to go out. We'll probably enjoy a few drinks, but yeah, pretty happy all around.
Absolutely. One of the difficult things, I guess, is to judge a side who's playing in the championship, Will, to know how they may very well fare when you take them to the higher level. Now, London Irish have yo-yoed in the last 2 or 3 years. They came down, they went back up, they've come down, they're going back up again. Do you see in them the depth, the names that are coming, and the experience in recent times to manage their way through this next challenge?
That's one of those questions where I might dodge literally for the moment. Just they're about to celebrate crazily and focus on the fact that sometimes we are concerned about what's happening next year. Actually, we don't live in the moment and watch a team who've done really well. At the moment, with some of the names that are being mentioned, absolutely they've got a chance to get up there and fight. We've seen Brisbane, we've seen more and more teams get up and have the ability to stay up.
That's a very fair point that you make, and we've got to stay in the present, Blair, and that's a reasonable thing to do, because at the moment this is about this man, Topsy Ojo, Fergus Mulcrone, and your teammates. Let's pause, shall we? It would be easy to get lost in the objective and the goal and thinking about the Premiership, but I guess, as Will has quite rightly pointed out, it's about staying in the moment, enjoying today.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we won't get ahead of ourselves. We know the task at ahead next season, and all year we sort of measure ourselves, our performances, and where we want to be in the future. But we'll enjoy this moment. That's a picture that basically sums up this club with Fergus and Topsy at the front, because they're the front of everything. You know, they're the heart and beat of our team, and I'm just real stoked to see Topsy go out on a high like that. He deserves it. He's a great man. He's a great player, and yeah, we'll have a good time tonight, I think.
I mean, you also bring it back down to it. It's pretty cutthroat, so the guys must have a good time tonight, must enjoy each other's company and next week, because the reality of this is what you're asking me. You're talking about some of the players who are coming in, which means a lot of players are leaving. Now, some are retiring on their own terms, or leaving on their own terms, like Topsy Ojo, but some just will not be required and will have to go and find other clubs and shift their families and houses and think about little things like that. So there's so much goes on with promotion, so much influx and change with it. They want to maintain that stability, but it's tough. Some leaving and moving on. And I keep coming back to the point that it's a really great, special moment for the players. You almost just don't think about tomorrow, don't think about next week. Just celebrate this moment now, because in your career they do not come round very often.
Absolutely. And look, this is a squad that's had to galvanise through difficult times. The vast majority were in the Premiership a year ago, and as you mentioned, the challenges of dropping down to the Championship and the motivations and unique experiences like going to Jersey in round 3, and because they had timed the trip to Jersey with a big festival, there was no hotels. The game was postponed. That probably won't happen in the Premiership. You've had a unique year, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, we've been here 3 years ago. We went down, we came back up, we went back down again. So we have to learn from that. We don't learn from that, then it's a complete waste of time. So we will enjoy these wins. We will enjoy this, all the hard work getting paid off now. But as we said last week, the real work starts now, and we're going to take that sort of mindset into the pre-season, and we're going to be well aware of what's to come, but we've got to build confidence also, because that's how you win games.
It'll build a lot of mental resilience, what they've been through today. Blair talked about the fact, going down once, you come back and you go, it was a bad year, we had a bad year. Going down twice and coming back immediately twice shows you've got a real backbone, a real steel behind the club to want to improve, get better, and not have that horrible sinking, sick feeling when you walk off relegated.
We have a special guest joining us in the studio, and I'm going to help him with his microphone. Topsy, many congratulations. Introduce us to these 3 special guests. I'm being reminded
This is my eldest Noah and my youngest Eden. Yeah, they're a joy, and looking forward to spending a lot more time with them.
How's the last few minutes just been for you? It looks like the emotion of the moment perhaps has just landed.
Yeah. Kind of a last game on this pitch. I tried to keep it in check. There's been a few wobbles since Wednesday. Definitely hit me straight after the final whistle there. Have to try and kind of bring it all back now for next weekend.
Of course. How did the match unfold for you? Was it as you hoped? Was it as you expected? 301st game, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been fairy tale to sign up with a try, obviously, but you know, it's great to win, to finish, to get the trophy as well. It's what we worked for all season. It means we can celebrate for probably 24 hours. Park it and then try and do the double next weekend.
You've always got a smile on your face. Can we mention the bottom right-hand corner, what went on?
No, we won't mention that. It didn't happen. You can scrub it from all your tape.
I'll make sure it happens.
16 years at the club, Topsy, over 300 performances as mentioned. 2003, the academy, 2005, first team debut. What, if you think back, and I'm sure you've had the chance to do this, what are the highlights? What are the moments that you think you'll remember in the years to come with these little ones?
She's going to run off. The best bit, it's days like today, you know, when the crowd are here. I love being out there. Being out there with a good bunch of boys who just love playing rugby, playing a style of rugby that I enjoy. That's probably what I'll miss the most. That's my biggest memory, just the players I've played with. How fortunate I've been to play with some absolute superstars, but what we have off the pitch as well is probably what's kept me going all these years. So that's probably the biggest thing I'll miss as well.
Absolutely. And exciting times still to come at the club. We've spoken about the development of the new stadium and therefore the importance of next year and maintaining this momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a big year being back in the Premiership, and then with Brentford on the horizon as well. It's a real positive future for this club. So even though I won't be on the pitch, it will be exciting to be involved in that off the pitch and hopefully create a really exciting future for this club going forwards.
I was personally hoping you'd take that last kick and spade it so I could sign out on that and Pepe, but no, it was classy now. Go on, Ian.
She's the real star now.
I mean, 16 years, extraordinary, Topsy. Who are the players, and you'll talk about each year there'll be special characters. Who are the special characters that sort of kept getting you out of bed and thinking, you know what, I'm going to go and play for those guys?
I'd say initially when I first broke in, obviously had guys like Bob Casey, Nick Kennedy, who were the heart of the club. And then the guys I really came through with, probably your Dylan Armitage, Stefan Armitage, Silosi, Tank Thakenbau, Mapasuas, those guys. When we were really flying, that was the squad and the culture that we had. More recently, guys like Fergus Mulcrone today, Fisa Trevor-Arnas, Blair himself, Brendan McKibben, like probably guys that don't get maybe as many plaudits, but they're the guys that really keep the club together, that make things gel.
Yeah.
And they're the real club men, and like you say, that's probably what really keeps me going, because those guys, they're the heartbeat of clubs like Irish.
And all sports people, listen, all sports people have the fish that got away. Which is the game you'd like to replay?
2009 final, definitely. That was probably our moment. I think we lost by 2 points. I unfortunately didn't make it through injury. I knew I had a big operation coming up that summer. That's probably the one, if I could go back. I mean, you can't say you deserve anything, that's the way sport goes, but that was probably the one that got away from us and we'll look back on.
Many more happy memories than regrets, I'm sure, Topsy. Clearly, your bosses are a little smaller now,
yes.
and I suspect you better go and join them. All the very best of luck. Enjoy the time with your family. I know you'll stay with the club, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. More happy times. Well played, well done. It's a happy finish to a happy day for Topsy Ojo, for London Irish. They are headed for the Premiership. We knew that already. They have won the game. They will raise the trophy and they will spend time together as a club and as families. And we'll be back after the break to cast ahead to the year, the big year ahead, as they move to a new stadium in about 12 months' time with Declan Kidney and reflect on a big positive day here for London Irish. Back soon. Alex, thank you very much. Following the conclusion of festivities as they are now here at the Medeski Stadium. What a try this was. Aliveretti Vaitakani, what a star. Man of the match, the try that set them on their way, 33 points to 12. The trophy was coming. Lovely to do it with a win as well, and to celebrate with all of those men leaving the club, in particular, of course, Topsy Ojo at the front there with Fergus Mulcrone, and there'll be a fair amount of that flowing, one suspects, as rounds 22, and therefore the season concludes with victories to the Cornish Pirates, to Bedford, to Coventry over the Jersey Reds. London Irish here 27-17. Richmond, despite their relegation, have picked up the local derby win over London Scottish in a close one, as Yorkshire Carnegie beat Hartbury by 22 points to 21. And so we can confirm the table as it will look at the end of this season. 22 rounds played by all. London Irish clear at the top, just a point off the ton. Ealing in second. Bedford and Jersey make up the top four, and as we knew before the start of play today, Richmond heading down into the National Leagues. Hartbury just about hanging on. Looking ahead to next week, and it'll be a repeat performance, but at Vallis Way at the sports grounds of Ealing Trailfinders, as we do battle for the Championship Cup final, 4:15 p.m. That's on Sky Sports Action. It is for that very reason that Topsy assured us the celebrations will only last 24 hours. Declan Kidney, who has joined us in studio here with all of the festivities, and it's a lovely scene, actually, isn't it, Declan? First of all, many congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, it's a special day for a lot of guys. Obviously, as you can see, there's a few lads leaving at the end of the season, Topsy being the highest profile of that, and I think it'll be a long time before somebody matches 301 games, 302 games, depending on what happens next week, before the end of their career for one club. So there's a massive amount of credit due to him.
Nice to see so many young kids as well running around. This is clearly a close club, close team, family environment.
Yes, very much so. We have a big underage tournament back in Hazelwood tomorrow. There'll be about 2,000 kids playing in it. So it's a real family occasion club, and that's something that we want to build on.
Will you be there, Declan? My Rocco, my 9-year-old, he'll be there tomorrow.
So I heard he's just as talented as his mother, thank God.
No, indeed, sir, indeed. You're absolutely spot on. Certainly has
2000.
handsome ass.
If he looks tired, he's off to the Avengers this evening with his dad, apparently. It's finishing late, 3-hour film. What did you make of the final outing from your side in this league season, Declan?
I thought we started quite well. Then we probably fell off it a little bit. But then we had a lot of players who hadn't had the opportunity to play for the last number of weeks. So our concentration spilled a little bit. We'll obviously have to ask questions about the scrummaging and where the penalties came from, because that hasn't happened to us all year. But we did finish strong towards the end. But it was a good game of rugby, and mathematically we won the league last week. But this week's game and next week's game are brilliant games for us in terms of preparing for next season.
Sure. We spoke to Blair beforehand about how the season sort of unfolded and how, our London Irish were unbackable favourites at the start of it all, and yet it took you to the penultimate round to secure promotion. Did you get pushed a little harder and a little longer than you may have expected?
No, I didn't. I think there's obviously huge strength and depth in English rugby. That we came across a lot of very good teams with very good players and excellent coaches, and I think to think that beforehand is when we were beaten, we were well beaten by Jersey, by Yorkshire when they came at us, and in a 22-game league it's quite difficult to get up for a cup final every single week, because when we played teams we had that little target on our back, and so our players had to go at that. It's really thanks to our benefactor and owner Mick Crossan that he's given us the facilities and the number of players that he has given us to get through a league campaign like that, because we definitely have that size of a squad, and that's probably some of the reason why you would make yourself favourites. But as we can see in other codes, money doesn't buy everything. Players have to actually go out and do it, but without Mick Crossan's help and without the players' attitude, we wouldn't be here today.
Give us an insight into the role, Declan, Director of Rugby, when you're trying to juggle winning next week against Jersey, but also you understand the Premiership is a very real possibility. So when do those preparations start, and how clear can you be about them when you're still trying to navigate this very tough league?
Well, it was very important to try and back ourselves at what we would do on the pitch, but we had to concentrate on the pitch on every single match week by week, and we never actually talked about the future. We only talked about that day. The work away from the pitch, like the move into Brentford, other little things that will come to notice in times, we had to back ourselves that we could get there, but that did increase the size of the target on our back. We had some announcements about some players that would be joining us that broke earlier in the season, and that was always going to make it more difficult for us to get through. But we know we're a few percentage points short on different aspects of our game to compete in the Premiership, and we have to do that work. But we also learned that it's very important to enjoy the moment, and that's what we did each weekend, and that's what we'll do today.
One of the unique challenges of this coming year for you as well, it only happens once every 4 years, is of course the Rugby World Cup and the impact that that may have on some of the players coming into your squad. They might be heavily utilised, maybe carrying some injuries. You may not have access to some of your key men until November, December time. That just adds another layer, I guess, for your preparations.
Yeah, but our preparations will be very much based on the players that are in the here and now and with us, and we will concentrate on that. And then if and when players join us, we will ask them to add value, but it'll be their job to work their way into our team. We are certainly not waiting for them to arrive to build it up. So in a World Cup year, it will be several months into the season before the last of the players joins us, but there'll be a lot of matches played between here and then. So that's why this match and the match next week are just great preparation for us going into next season, because Ealing are a top-class side. I'd imagine we got here today because the first game of the season was a pivotal moment in the season. We got 4 points out of it. Ealing didn't get any, and that was the proverbial 8-pointer. And that gave us that cushion right throughout the season.
Keeps you nice and grounded, doesn't he? Doesn't get too ahead of himself, Blair.
Sure does.
Yeah. Are you going to let the guys enjoy themselves this evening? Is it a case of celebrating a job well done, Declan? I appreciate that there is a big occasion and a trophy, no less, to go for next time round.
I would say with some of these guys here, I wouldn't exactly say I'm in charge. They'll probably tell me, but they'll turn up for work on Monday, and they've applied themselves really well all year, and I have no doubt that we'll do that again on Monday, because we have to look at what happened today. Some of the parts of the play where Ealing were exceptionally good. We'll have to see how we'll counteract that, and then what parts that we let ourselves down in and to improve on. And that's what it's always a work on, and we'll try and do that again for next Saturday.
Can I leave the final word to the players that are leaving, for you to address what they mean?
Yeah, there's certain parts of the job that I hate, and sometimes you may have to make rugby decisions, but as people, they are fantastic people. And in lots of ways it's a great day, but it's a very sad day as well then too, because you have players who have given fantastic service
They're brilliant people. We're sorry to see them go, and we are a family club, and they will always be part of this family.
Fabulous. Well spoken. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you in the Premiership next year, but we look forward to seeing you next week at Ealing, and all the very best of luck for you.